Okay, so I'm going to lead off my next video with this, which is actually being shot after the last couple days of gameplay. And the reason is because I just want to really quickly address that the fact that the 2 days gameplay will be rolled into one video, and that's because Friday's gameplay was just trash. Bad groups in dungeons, bad groups in fractals, very little progress in anything, a lot of time wasted. And then today I had some time wasted as well, which was also kind of a buzzkill. Also the result of just bad groups in group content. I am not the best player by any stretch of the imagination, and in fact that is actually central to this whole playthrough, right? The 0 to 0 thing. But unfortunately, the last couple of days I've run into some groups with some people whose sum total was less than 0. And it resulted in a huge waste of time and it just a lot of frustration. Additionally, today I went through an extended period where my microphone was not working properly, and I didn't realize it first. So that also cost me time and usable footage. So all that to say that over the course of the 2 days, I've got enough done that I'm going to wrap it up into one video, and that's what you're about to see, and then we'll continue to move forward on this playthrough as we go from 0 to a better 0. So thank you, and I appreciate your time. I appreciate your attention. I don't think we're going to generate the amount of unbound magic that we're going to need. And story probably feels pretty inefficient, so I think, probably going to have to take a look at the at those maps and the events that take place there, and kind of ask ourselves, hey, what can we, what can we do to kind of, I kind of want to stop short of saying farm, but what can we do to generate a meaningful amount of unbound magic? Alright, cool. Where's that chest at?
You destroyed my defenses.
Wife.
This tiny little, like, little, it's not even a story arc, it's just a tiny little thing that happens within the story for season 4 is like
I'm dying.
dark.
A scarab plague. What do you know?
And like generally they don't go this dark. There are a couple times during this particular chapter when they do though. They'll do it again later on when we get to like Joko's torture chamber, where it's like, wow, okay, Oh, there she goes. She croaked. Oh well, what are you gonna do?
You had one job. Bedeck your wretched little bird.
If this was Joko all the time,
One job.
it would completely change what Joko looks like.
I deserve
But
more
this
for
is
punishing
not
myself
Joko all the
for
time. This is a
failing
rarity
your
where we see the
brilliant
Joko
plan.
like this.
Suppose I'll just have to
So the necrotic distillate. If you do not kill these, the amount of damage they do is pretty significant. And it looks like we got all of them this time. I was actually secretly hoping that like one of them, the one side of our formation, or there we go. So one of them didn't. If we were to walk into this, the damage we take is significant. I didn't mean to down myself. I certainly did not mean to kill myself. And now somebody's getting me back up, which they really shouldn't do. A bunch of people are getting me back up. So there you go. Point demonstrated. Necrotic distillates really jack you up. It looks like there's another one out now, so people should probably quit rezzing me. I think this is the guy who takes us to a POI that is otherwise inaccessible. And I don't know why they would do that on this map
Aha! There it goes.
so late in the game.
Begins. Let's follow it, Commander.
Players have long complained. Back in Heart of Thorns, there was a POI that was kind of locked behind like a mini boss fight and stuff, and you couldn't get in there, and you couldn't do map completion without like camping the event.
Your device will attract all sorts of unwanted pests.
And players were super frustrated by that. They're like, like let us explore for map completion, And then if we want to do events, like if you want to, assign completing that event, 5 AP or something like that, great, but we don't just, please don't lock things behind events when it comes to like map completions. And of course, they did again. Even after changing the one on Heart of Thorns, they did again. They've done that several times over. It's not unlike, although it's not quite as egregious, as the issue with like the precursor collections and locking that behind events that either bug out or even worse, requiring you to fail an event to complete the collection, or requiring other people to fail an event so that you can complete the collection. Like, that is just
I'll activate it and then we can
the
continue
worst. And somehow they still manage to make the mistake again from time to time. Can't tell which is which. See, so you see that POI right there? Rock wall? Unless they changed it,
Dead end.
yeah, you can kind of try and run up against this and
Do you see it?
poke around here. But as I recall, the only way to get credit for it is for this event when he blows this door here in a second. And that's just weird that when they choose to do that, it just, like, what exactly are they doing? I really don't know.
Think you can outsmart
So the whole thing with the roller beetle is,
If you say so.
I mean,
Tell me what you need.
it's fine, like it's fun, and
I have a list.
it's certainly very fast, although not my preferred way to navigate in Guild Wars 2, but it is fast, sure is. But it's also a reference back to the first Guild Wars game. Speaking of references and so forth,
Now he's attempting to deliver to Redlock by himself.
It's really you. Sorry.
so Lady Camilla here
You don't recognize
is,
Myself.
Why should you?
Try to mop up
We've
this
never met.
mess.
I was your herald back when you
yeah,
first explored
I was your
Syria with
herald.
Destiny's
So,
Edge. You must
early
have
on in the
met
game,
us.
when you can, when you achieve certain things, you reach a certain level and a dungeon becomes available and stuff like that. Like your herald, kind of like, it's almost like part of the tutorial of the game. Kind of tells you where to go next and tells you about new opportunities and stuff. So they actually introduce her as a character in this chapter, and it's Lady Camilla, who. I don't recall that Lady Camilla's really had any sort of meaningful. I don't think she's had anything to do with the game since this chapter that I recall. But there you go. If you were curious who your herald was, if you were playing, and you're like, what is this nonsense with the herald? Like, who is this person? That's who it ends up being, Lady Camilla there. I wonder if they're full. No, they're not full. Cool. So we can catch them and join in, which I like. I like it a lot. That'll be a nice way to wrap up the day. Hopefully something that won't just like frustrate the hell out of me the way the instance content has been doing lately. Specifically group content. Dungeons and Fractals, man, I've not had a good time the last couple days, and that doesn't feel good. Now that last Fractal we did, where to a degree they kind of carried me, and I hate that feeling, but it was nice. Oh, look at all this stuff. Got all kinds of stuff. We'll take that. Why not? And we should have them pretty close. I can't. There we go. 4%. Yeah, let's finish this. Ooh, I thought I dodged there. Well. Oh, man, what a time for him to... And you know what? We did not... I had forgotten that on this account, because I have several other accounts that are about at this point in the game. But who do not have electromagnetic pulse, because I haven't paid for Icebreed Saga with those. So I forgot that this account can use electromagnetic pulse. I should have grabbed it. Alright, well, that is a nice way to end this playthrough, or today's gaming session. Alright, so let's wrap it up for today. What did we accomplish? Well, we advanced our mastery level quite a bit. Our mastery level is now at 60, and that's because we got Noblesse Oblige, which is worth 5. And then we actually also got Multi-Charge, which was worth 2 more. So we added 7 to our mastery, which brings us up to 60. So after what felt like a terribly non-productive day, today was a little better. We did achieve some... we completed a couple fractals. We did not complete dungeons because the ones we joined ended up being like a wash. That was unfortunate. But we did also advance Season 4, and we did some Cantha events. So overall, I am, in spite of the fact that the dungeon runs we tried today were disappointing, overall, I'm pretty pleased with the way the day went. And we will be back tomorrow to pick it up again. So we're now at 52 hours, 14 minutes. I'm still going to do dailies today. So we're going to end up, when I actually log out today, I'm going to be at 52 and a half hours. And to be at mastery level 60 and to be almost halfway done with season 4 and thus in a position to start pursuing Skyscale, we're doing really good. So really happy with things on the macro level, even if yesterday and today were a little more difficult with group content in terms of finding good groups. So, all right, we'll pick it up tomorrow. We'll continue slogging away. Got some time this weekend, so we'll put it to use.